Okay, let me start off with that. This video is about a guy, and I'm gonna start from the beginning of the whole story because it's a long story, a lot of like background stuff. I'm just gonna say everything that is on my mind because it is driving me nuts, and no names are gonna be named. Nothing is gonna be let out. I'm not gonna tell anybody who this boy is, even though a lot of people know. I'm gonna say any of his friends, any of my friends. I'm just gonna let out how I feel because I don't want to offend anybody. I don't want anybody to get hurt. I don't want to lose any friends. I don't want anybody to go against me. I just got to do this because whatever I try, I cannot get over him, and I don't know what the deal is. I know time will tell, but seriously, this has just gone on for far too long, and I'm sick of it. I don't know why I like this boy, because he's obviously not right for me, and I just can't accept the fact that I'm not right for him either. So, let me start off with that. I had a thing with this guy, and it was stupid, but he was a junior, and I was in 8th grade, and let's just drop that subject now because that's ridiculous, and that was a mistake of mine, but whatever. And, so I met this guy, and then I was with my best friend, and my two best friends, and we were at this, band thing for them, and I just went because of that guy was there, and then yeah. And so, this guy comes up, and he goes, "You're dating this boy, right?" And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, "I thought he was going out with some other girl." And I was like, well, what? So I straightened stuff out with that other boy that was supposedly doing, like, having a thing with the girl. And yeah. And a couple weeks later, one of my best friends and the boy that told me about the guy I had the thing with, they started dating. So I'm like, okay, that's cool, because like at the time nothing was between us. He just told me that one thing, and then like I was like, thanks for that, because I would have never known. And so they're dating, and they date for like a year, and then for some reason they broke up. I don't know. Whatever. So they broke up, and through this whole period of time, I had feelings for him. We became really close. We would always joke. Like we were so close, and I think we never even hung out that much unless like we were with his girlfriend. And I think the reason why we didn't hang out is because he liked me too, for most of the time, because he would always tell me how pretty I am and all this stuff. And he'd always make me feel good about myself, and that's what friends do, right? But it was a little over the top sometimes, and that's what led me to think that he liked me throughout their whole relationship. So time goes on, and I start flirting with him a lot because, he's single. It's been a week, that's really bad to say. It was 2 weeks, after they broke up. And I was like, hey, well, why not? He's single, I'm single, I'm ready to, take things to, the next step with him. So I do that, and I go up to him. No, I didn't go up to him. What happened? Shoot. He started telling me how much he liked my best friend again, that they just, after they broke up. And, so I was like, you know what, it's time to just come clean and just tell him that I've liked him, and I've liked him for a long, long, long time, and I just have to let it out. So I did that, and he goes, yeah, I know. And I was like, well, I don't really want to ruin our friendship. And he's like, me neither. And I'm like, because you're one of the best friends I ever had. And he's like, oh, he's always been there for me. And he was like, I could really tell that you liked me, and but I'm just in love with her, and I don't know what else to do. So more time goes on, and they end up dating again. And I was standing by the choir room door, and they were by this corner, that way. And I'm looking at them what's going on? Things are getting really serious, and I can tell when his serious face is on. And he just grabs her and kisses her right in front of me, and I'm pretty sure they both knew I was there. So I hide behind like this little corner, and I like sit down and I just like bawl my eyes out. I waited till the bell rang until everyone was away, and then I wiped my face off and I went to class. And just things just go downhill from there. And then he talks to me later, and he messages me on Skype, and he goes, I think I made a mistake. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, I don't think me and Ashley should date anymore. And I'm like, okay, well then why would you do that? And he's like, I don't know. So more time goes on, and he breaks up with her again. And then she's all upset this time. And like, he was upset the first time, and now she's upset, and like, he's confused. He doesn't know what he's doing. So more time goes on, and they date again, and my friend's grandfather died because he had like stage 4 cancer, and he was getting pretty old. And she goes, I'm not meant to be in a relationship right now because there's just too much stress. And I'm like, really? You know, I like the kid, and so more time goes on, and we haven't talked, like, it was like June till about mid-July we haven't talked, I'd say. And like, we talked like sometimes, but like not always. And he goes, that made absolutely no sense to me. I'm like, yeah, me too. And it's just a big hot mess, and it was ridiculous. So we hang out one day, like, it was me, him, and like, I'd say about 4 other friends, and we were just walking around by the school by my house, and we were just hanging out, having a good time. And he messages me that night and goes, do you think it's bad that I really, really wanted to kiss you tonight? And I was like, well, no. Why? And he's like, 'cause I did. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, I think we should hang out, like, soon. And we hung out, like, a week after. So, we're just hanging out like friends, and, like, best friends. And he just, like, he kept bringing it up. And so, we ended up going to the school by my house, and we hid behind a corner, and it was crazy. It went from, like, 1 second being best friends, and the next second, like, everything just, like, fell into place. Like, just with, like, one kiss. And, like, I never felt that way before about someone. So, so that happens. And, like, as we were, like, hanging out, we were kind of, like, doing, like, I guess you could say a friends with benefits, version thing. And he'd, like, tell me about, like, the person he likes, and then, and it wasn't me. Well, I guess he liked me, but, like, I wasn't at the top of his list. So, about 3 days later, I look on Facebook, and he's in a relationship with someone. And I'm like, really, what the heck? You can't just make out with me, then go out with someone else. Then, time goes on, he hasn't talked to me. Because I haven't really talked to him. I was actually really extremely upset with him. And wow, I'm blanking out here. And then, so, like, at the end of their relationship, he was saying, like, you know, she's being pushy, all she does is yell at me, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, then just break up with her. And then he was talking about Ashley, too, saying that Ashley told him to just break up with her. So I'm like, okay, yeah, break up with her. So that happens. And then, like a week or few days later, he goes, I think we should hang out again. We hang out, go in my game room, turn on a movie, talk, cuddle, and we start making out again. And then we went to my other friend's house that lives, like, down the street. And then he drives me home, and we make out in his car some more. And after that, again, like 3-4 days later, he starts going out with the first girl that broke up with him again. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, this is getting just a little bit too ridiculous. But I still stick with him, you know? I don't talk to him throughout their whole relationship or whatever, because that just was, like, out of hand. That, oh, okay. So then, the first girl lied to him during this last relationship they had, and he was done, because she's just ridiculous. And, whew. And so the distance between then and now, we didn't make out, but he did admit that he liked me, and I admitted I still liked him, and he said we were gonna eventually date. He didn't say we were going to, but like, it was supposed to happen, and really, like, I was this close. Like, if I would have, but and then there was just something I did. I was at work one night, and he texted me, he goes, I gotta tell you something, because, like, we were, like, talking like we were kind of dating, like, we were talking all the time, pretty much, and, like, I was really, really trying to make things work this time, and, like, and I was trying so hard. I put so much effort into it throughout the past 2 years with this guy, and I've never spent so much time on a guy before that I haven't dated, and so time goes on. I'm at work. He texts me and says, I don't have feelings for you anymore. I have just bust out into tears, and I do not know what to say at all. I don't know how to feel. I don't know what to do. It's ridiculous. It was so bad. And so I just go home that night, I take a shower, and I put on some PJs, and I just friggin' laid in my bed and cried all night, for like all night. I didn't even sleep. I kept going. And then, so, as you know, time goes on. I admit to him that I'm over him, even though I'm not. I just felt like I was, but really I wasn't, because every time I saw him, I don't know. There's, like, no way I can get over him automatically, and it really sucks. So, then he tells me, he didn't even tell me. Just one day in the hallway, no, I'm going to start with something else. I went to a party, and he was making out with my friends at the party, but it was on a dare, and it was just, it was so bad. And I was trying to hide everything, but I just couldn't. And then, like, a week later, sorta, I was in the hallway, and, like, I was going out to the door to my bus, and I see him hugging, like, one of my friends. And, like, I could just see it in his face, you know, he really, really likes her. And then, so, he tells me, well, he doesn't tell me, I actually tell him that he really likes her, I guess. And, yeah, so, they're dating now. So, and, I am happy for them, because they're both great people, they both deserve to be happy. But, it's just, I tried so hard on him when I could have been trying to find someone else or been worrying about other things, and what hurts the most is that he has the nerve to like, be with all these people right in front of my face. And I never know what to do when he's around, because like, I get, like, the worst pain in my chest when I see him with her. So, yeah. And I'm all alone, and because I can't do drama club for my school this year, and it really sucks. It seems like last year, when I had a boyfriend, I had so much on my plate. And this year, I have, like, absolutely nothing on my plate. And I feel like if I had more on my plate, then it'd be so much easier to get over him. But he's always on my mind. And I've never felt like this upset in a really long time. So yeah, that's my love life. Yeah. So hope you guys enjoyed my depressing story about a player that didn't try to play me, but he did anyway. So yeah, bye.